Well, I see the NBA did not listen to me. What a surprise. I'm not on national television. They didn't do the 18 playoff 4 and 4. Instead, they're doing normal playoffs, regular season, more teams than the 16. That's 22 teams. And now, with players dropping out, even with players dropping out saying, no, I'm just going to, even the player, there's was it Victor Oladipo? Even he's down, and his team's like fifth in the standings. So Avery Bradley's out, and he's on the number one Lakers. I mean, so many players now dropping out. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. And really, it makes you wonder. Well, why wouldn't they be playing? Their team is in a good position in the playoffs. Oh, maybe here's why. Because we still have 22 teams. That's 11 teams on each. That's 3 extra teams, outside the 8. Not to mention, earlier, if you watched my earlier video on why I wanted the 18 playoff, it was because, we're at a time now where we got a pandemic. The cases are resurging. And when you're playing games of basketball that are senseless during a pandemic, yeah, I mean, I would play no matter what. But I'd be very frustrated if I was a top team and we played 65 games. It was 1999 or 2000 when the Spurs won. They only played 50 games. Still moved on. So here we are, 65. That's 15 more games. It was like 62 to 65 for most teams. So that's a whole first round of the playoff. Eliminate those teams. You get a 1v4, 2v3. Then you move on, Eastern Conference, Western Conference Finals, then Finals. It's quick, it's over. It's less than half of the players and teams that you already have. And not to mention this, then the NBA says they want to go and do, for the teams that aren't there in Chicago, nobody wants to see it. The players probably don't even want to play. Nobody wants it. Nobody's going to. These are the teams that were eliminated. When you're talking about entertainment, nobody was watching those teams in the first place. There's a reason 10,000 people or less were showing up to the games. Yeah, probably even less. So nobody wants to see it. It would have been best, you just give us the entertainment with the top teams. I guarantee you more people would be playing because there would be less people, less chance to spread it, less, you could space people out more. You could play, one game today on this court, and then, you could have a court over here, and, they could play there later tonight. You don't even have to play in the same court. They're not even next to each other. You see, if you looked at the picture and then cover, the Indiana and Miami Heat courts are like right next to each other, so they could space them out. You only need 2 courts, like for the Western Conference, Eastern Conference, play, and then the finals. So call it what you want. Say this was the fairest way to do it. But, you have to take into account we had a pandemic, which we still do. We played 65 games. And we already know which teams were good, which teams were bad. And also, your playoff is big to begin with. Half the teams. They should have done a short one, but whatever. Here it is going to be full. They're going to go to, October? And then... then what? The season starts in 3 weeks? No, they're going to shorten the season. They're probably not going to start till Christmas. Then you have another shortened season. Yeah, why don't we put 20 people in the playoffs next year? 10 and 10. Woo. Oh, hell, why don't we just do 24? That way only 6 teams miss the playoffs. I mean, it's stupid. It's dumb. But, what can you do? You just hope that there would be more logical and safe decisions for the future. But, and some of the players now are taking it to themselves to say, you know what, I have a family, I'm not going, I'm not playing. So I don't really blame them. If it was a smaller, conduced, and they did like the 18 playoffs, maybe with the 5 team playing in, I'd be a little confused why you're not going. I mean, especially when it's like, okay, you're 2 series away from making it into the finals and maybe winning the finals. So overall, I can't blame the players for skipping out on this year's regular season return and playoff, huge normal playoff. I don't blame them. So overall, I don't like the move that the NBA did, but again, I'm not the one in control. So